glad to have you with us tonight on Channel 2. I am Boy Bergman, the news reporter. We will look at now our top stories tonight.
The dangerous animals such as penguins and turtles escaped from the famous Húsdýragarður in Iceland earlier today. People in Iceland are recommended to stay at home until they're found. Today it was Donald Trump's funeral. He passed away at his home on the 27th of April after a short fight with HIV. Not many people showed up at the funeral, but it was a beautiful day. And our top story tonight is that Jose Mourinho, the coach of Chelsea, was sacked earlier today. The main reason of his sacking is because he had a fight with the team physio. We have an interview with Eva, and let's see what she has to say about his sacking. Over to you.
Do you know anything about the sacking of Mourinho?
He is very dialectic, but at the same time theoretical. As he claims, he is the supervisor, but he isn't the physical therapist. I am the head of physical therapy at Chelsea, and my job is to keep everyone safe. When Hazard went down, it could have been a strain or something worse, like a torn ligament. I didn't know, and Mourinho didn't certainly not know either. The only thing that I wanted from Mourinho was a public apology. I didn't come near the sacking of Mr. Mourinho, but that may be the reason for the squad turning against him and underperforming, especially Hazard.
So what have you been doing since you left Chelsea?
I've been taking care of the elderly. It's always relaxing, helping them coordinate their movements and making sure they can go through their day without hurting themselves. The statistics say that out of every 3 people over the age of 70 fall and break their bones, and out of those 33%, only 8 will get to full strength. So I've been giving back to the world that has been supporting me since I left Chelsea. God bless them.
So are you going to stay as a geriatric physical therapist, or is there something else you want to do?
No, this is just a short stop.
I'll be back.
With a new team next season, ready to help them being as good as they can be. I've already signed with a new team, but I will not announce it yet. It will come after the season.
Earlier today we talked to Mourinho. But first, commercials. Are you trying to run faster? Try out the dried apples. May cause some serious side effects. Do you know where you are, or where you are going? Have you been wandering around for way too long, and you can't find the way back home? European map, now only $299. Woo-hoo!
Happy days. Oh yeah. Sing it, sing it, sing it. Oh, happy day.
Come and try the new Aquarius for 50% off. Really good.
He's on 50% because the amount of Aquarius in it is only 50%.
I cannot understand this. The club sacking me. I think I am the best for this position, at this time for this club. So them sacking me has been, a bad decision. I mean, who are they gonna take instead of me? This infects my career as a coach, it will be hard for me to get a new job after being sacked. But I make good money now. They sacked me and I have 3 years left of my contract, so I will just be counting my cash for the next 3 years with £250,000 each week. So I will be doing fine, I guess. But I mean, I am the manager of this team, but it's also players' responsibility to do good in games. It's not all my responsibility, and the club is just putting it all on me. I think I should get more money to buy players. Maybe if I could sack players, we could do better.
Mr. Mourinho, did the incident with Eva affect your games?
I don't believe that firing Eva from Chelsea has infected my status at this team. You know, sacking her was the right decision. She made a big mistake, and I don't regret that. Our connection had always been good, but now we don't speak. Don't like her.
Are there any plans for the future?
You know about me getting fired. This is no end stop for me as a coach. You know, I will definitely come back stronger, and this is no end station for me. I will learn from this, you know, being sacked and how I have been dealing with that and all the correct and wrong decisions I made as a coach. But now I will just take a vacation for 3 months, wait until the next season starts, and I will just go and look for another job. You know, these times here at Chelsea has been very good for me, and I think I have improved very much as a coach, and I will just keep on building on that and see if I can get another job. Also, it's good for me now to get back to my family. It has been hard for me to live alone in London, and all my family is in Portugal, so I will just go home and discuss it with them, what the near future will bring us. You know, if I will just stay there for the next years or maybe coach in Portugal. But I definitely want to coach in England or in the bigger leagues in the world. But it has been very hard for me to be living on my own, away from my wife and kids. So I think it's maybe also a possibility to just be in Portugal. I know their national coach was sacked also earlier, so maybe I will just try to get that position. So I think that's just the near future for me. Thank you so much for this interview. Bye-bye.
Over to one of the owners of Chelsea Football Club. Sir, why did you sack Mourinho?
As you all know, we've been struggling in the league, and for a club as big as Chelsea, it is not acceptable to be in 16th place. We had to make some changes, and this was the conclusion.
How much will it cost you to fire him?
It could cost us enormous amount of money, but we had to think about the feasibility regarding this decision, and it was either firing the players or the manager, and this was the best choice for us. So what we'll do now, we will pay him his weekly salary of £250,000 a week, as it says in his contract, until he finds a new job, or the contract expires in 3 years. So it could go as high as 45 million, around that, or it could be £1 or £2 million. So we'll just have to see.
Hey, sir, did the Eva Carneiro situation play some part in his sacking?
Not regarding our decision, but that was one of the problems that affected him and made him fail in the season. So you could say it had like indirect effect on his sacking, but yeah, it was just one of the problems.
Did you have to pay Eva as well?
We might have to do that because, as you all know, she's taking this to the courtroom and she wants some damage payment because of a breach of contract and among other things like Mourinho talking about her employability and just talking shit about her. So yes, we might have to, but it's still in progress, so we have to see.
After all this, is the club gonna come out in a loss this year, or?
I think so, because of, we might have to pay Eva some money, and we are going to pay Jose Mourinho some money. We just have to wait and see how much, and we also have another manager working at the same time we're paying Mourinho, so it's a lot of cost, but yeah, and also we're expanding our stadium, so that's gonna cost as well, but we hope to make our money back on the gate receipt in the next few years, so it's gonna get better.
And that's it for the night. Boye Bergman is out. Have a good evening. Take care.